Hi everybody, I'm Warren and welcome back to this Intro to SQL course. Okay, in the last video we looked at the where clause and some basic filtering using equal to, not equal to, like, not like, and the in clause. What we're going to do now, we're going to start looking at how we can further use the where clause. So let's open up a new query window. And just to show you, if you want to close windows, you can right click on the windows. You can close all documents, all but this. So that will keep this one open and close any other open ones. You can close all but tool windows, etc. So if you want to, you can either just click on the X or you can right click and close all if you have multiple windows open. I am going to select star from product table. Let's just see what we have in our product table. Execute that. So here we have product table, we have unit price, and we have units in stock. So just like we filtered by text, by Larry and Harry and Dave, we can also filter by numeric fields. So say we wanted to get all products that the unit price is greater than, say, 100. We could go select everything from the product table. Again, we want to get a subset of our data, so we're going to use where. And what do we want to do? Normally what you can do to figure out how to write your SQL statement, you can just verbally say what you want, and logically you can almost write it in your SQL statement exactly the same way. So we want to select everything in this product table where the unit price is greater than 100. So we just then go select everything from the product table where the unit price is greater than 100. And if we run that, you can see it pulls only product ID 10, which is 199. So that's how we can use numeric. So that can also be the inverse. We can say anything less than 100, and it'll bring everything other than that item. So that's how you can filter. What happens if we want to get a range? So we want to say, we want everything, say, between 50 and 100. So that we can use a very, very handy statement called between. So again, if we had to just say what we want to retrieve all the data from the product table where the unit price is between 50 and 100. So again, we select all the data from products where the unit price is between 50 and 100. We can take it out because this now should be fine. And there you can see it returns those two, between 50 and 100. So that gives you a range. So that's how you can use numeric filters in your where clause. What if you wanted to look at a certain time period? So let's go and have a look at a certain time period here. So I want to say select star from sales. Let's go to our sales transaction table. In that, we have a date that the transaction took place. Sales transaction. Let's just look at our data first. So here you can see we have a transaction date. So what if we wanted to return a range on the date field? So that again, we can use between. So we're going to say where. So I want to return all the data from my sales transaction table where the date is between, say, the 1st of January and the 5th of January. So we can type that out exactly as we say it. Select everything from sales transaction where the transaction date is between, because these date fields have got spaces in, and because it's not a pure numeric integer, we need to use that, and we're going to go and we're going to put our second value in. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to say 2022-01-01 and 2022-01-05. So I want everything from the 1st of January to the 5th of January, and I click execute, and there we have it. So there you can get arranged by a date period. Bear in mind, you can see this runs until the 4th. So it includes the 1st, but it doesn't include the 5th. So this first value is inclusive up to this value. So it does not include the second date. If you wanted everything to the 5th, you would run it until the 6th. There you can see the 5th is in the data. So just bear in mind, it's from this up to, but not including this date. Okay. All right. Just like we've done before, we can always use our not. So maybe we want all the data, but we don't want data from this week because for some reason there was an issue and we don't want that included. There you can see it starts on the 6th and carries on. So it will, again, it will run up until the 5th. It will not include the 6th. That means when we're running this, it will not exclude this date. It excludes everything up to this date, but not including. You can see it starts on the 6th there. So that's how we can either include or exclude a range of dates. Okay, we can even use it to filter prices. So just like before, we did an in statement. We can do exactly the same thing. So let's grab here so I don't have to type it again. Say we wanted to pull everything that had a specific unit price. The business comes back and says, we only want to know products that are priced at $29.99 and $99.99. So we can go where the unit price is. We can't go greater or between because it's two totally separate values. So here we could use our in statement, right? And we could put our first value. Say they wanted to know all products that were $29.99 or $99.99. And if we ran that, remember if I run, you can run multiple queries. If I run that, it's going to execute everything in this window. And all it does is split the two across two windows here. If you only want to see the result of one, you can highlight just the one, or you can comment this out and then run everything. So that's just a little tip there. But yeah, you can see it's gone and pulled everything that has a price of $29 or $99. If we wanted to exclude, again, we could do not in, right? So we can go and run that, and then we have everything but $29 and $99. So that's how we can use it there. When looking at wildcards, let's go back to looking at some of our wildcard information. So let's go to our employee table, select star. I'm not using capitals here, so this is bad practice. It'll still run, but sometimes just for the sake of speeding things up, you might just type in lowercase and then go and use a formatting tool to go and update all your code and put it on different lines and that. I'll show you how that works. So we want to select everything from the employee table. So let's go and have a look at that. So we've got that. So say, for instance, we wanted to pull anyone who had a job title of manager. So there's sales in front. So we could go here, where job title, and we have the option of filtering a column, a text column, using like. So we can say like. We can take the commas here. We're going to say anything that has manager in it, manager. So anything that ends in manager will be returned here. So let's go and run that. You can see it returns manager. If we said we wanted everyone that wasn't a manager, we could go and say not like manager. Return everyone that isn't a manager. What if we wanted to look at anyone who had sales in front? So that would return everybody, right? So if we went here and we say anything that is sales with anything after, that would return the full data set. What have I done here? Where are job title is like sales. We want to return everything that has sales. So anything that starts with sales and has anything afterwards, so sales manager, sales associate, it would return all. But if we put a space and put an A there, that's going to return anything that has sales, space A, and then everything there. You can see it pulls sales associate. So that's how you can use your wildcards. You could even go and say, select everything where, let's say, last name, like, and you could say, you can put a percent on either side, has a O in it. So anywhere, anything in front of it and anything behind it, it just needs to have an O. And if we execute that, you can see Doe, Johnson, and Brown have the letter O. And it can be anywhere with anything in front of it and anything behind it. So that's how you can use, the wildcards to further enhance your text filtering. Now, what we will do in the next video is we'll look at the and or clause. This is where we start having multiple filters. So you might want to filter by more than one column. We'll look at how to do that in the next video. But thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.